Yo, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning market report. I hope everyone had a fantastic Thanksgiving if you guys are in the U.S., and if not, I hope you had a fantastic Thursday. We did have a couple of shows yesterday here on the Piper Academy Network, but this is the morning market report on the Piper Academy Network. We got about a half-day market opened up today for the TradFi side. Of course, crypto 24/7. That's how we roll. But guys, welcome to the show. You can see we got a lot of green today still. A lot of green on the chart here. This is on the daily. Even clicking it over to the hourly, you can see there is mostly some red here. There's a little bit of peanut red right there, right there behind me, and a little bit of pullback on XLM, but overall green even on the hourly. It does look like currently the markets are opening up into the green. Dow Jones up about 2.22% there right above my head. S&P up 0.2%, and then the NASDAQ up a little over 0.25% right now. Not seeing anything on here for Russell 2000 or the VIX, which means they're not really moving a whole lot. But oil on the way back up, US 10-year, which has a lot to do with the bond rates, with the Fed interest rates. Remember that for like loans and cars and stuff like that. It is on the pullback here, guys. Watching this chart closely right now. This is the chart that I dropped in our Discord, guys, last week. Well, I guess it was earlier this week. I felt like a weekend yesterday with Thanksgiving, but yesterday we had a federal holiday, so I did not go live, but I think it might have been Tuesday or Wednesday that I dropped this chart here in our Discord. I said, watch for this zone. You guys can see the red box there. That is the zone that I said we could see a rejection on. We got it there. It rejected. It went down, caught the 50% fib on the dynamic fibs, and then bam, up we go. Guys, we're fighting it right now, and it does look like we have some upside movement coming. We're also going to take a look at what's going on next week with the economic data so that you guys can be prepared for all that. And then we're going to talk about global money supply and what that global money supply could mean for Bitcoin in 2025 if we saw a repeat of what we have seen so far with money supply moving into Bitcoin. That same percentage moving into Bitcoin coming into 2025 could mean much higher numbers. And then also we're going to talk about ETH, because we have a history on ETH in the first quarter coming up, January, February, March, guys. Is ETH set to pump and rocket? We're going to talk about all this and a whole lot more. Guys, it's time. Let's get it. Class is in session. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the morning market report. Big intro there, but let's give a big intro to all of the people in the chat right now. We got Harp in here. He said we had Joe all day yesterday. He's a beast. He is a beast. Joe was cranking out some content yesterday, let me tell you. Alexander G, the mod queen in the house. We got Ahsoka Tano, and I hope I did not butcher that, but I see you have Ahsoka in your profile picture there. So my son actually has those lightsabers. That's pretty cool. Let's see here what else we got here. We got Ninja Glock's in here with us. We got Bakoshi No Dinero hanging out with us right now. We've got, that's about all I'm seeing. You guys need to drop some chat, man. Let's go. Come on, get with it. Let's go and get, oh, Baba Yes said bingo bango. I see you, Baba Yes. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Let's go ahead and jump over into the news, guys. Let's talk about what we're seeing over there, break this stuff down, and then let's get into some charting. I am by myself today. OC still heavily tied up in chains, battleship chains over there on the Chart Prime Discord. So let's jump into the news. Let's talk about this. Looking at the news, guys, we'll start off right over here with the Fear and Greed Index. We are seeing a 78 right now. We are in extreme greed still on why am I off there? On the Fear and Greed, there we go. Sorry, I had a flash. I don't know if you guys flashed, but it flashed on my end. So we are sitting at a Fear and Greed Index right now of 78 in extreme greed. We're going to talk about this one in a little bit. This is going to be from the Kabisi letter here. Open interest on Bitcoin futures. Yeah, we're definitely jumping in on that. Market cap, guys, up to $3.5 trillion. We were at 3.4 not that long ago. Just another 100 billion. Don't worry about it. Volume down a little bit today, but of course I said that we can see a drop in the volume when the volatility, when the one of the buyers or sellers are getting exhausted, and that is what we're seeing. 25.9% downside there. Looking at the crypto bubbles, we've already looked at these on the daily. Let's drop down and talk about the amounts. Bitcoin is currently sitting at $97,378, up 1.9% on the daily. Ethereum up to $3,600, up 1.4%. Guys, look at the weekly on Ethereum. It's up 9.3%. Bitcoin is down almost just under 1% there. So Ethereum seeing some strength there on its movement. Solana is up to $243, up 3.2% on the daily, still down 5.1% on the weekly. XRP is it's hit $1.70, guys. It's up another 16.5%. This thing won't stop. Definitely not dead. If it is, it's Frankenstein, because this thing is still moving on its own. So looking at BNB up about 1% on the daily at 658. Dogecoin losing a little bit of momentum. You can see was, did 148% move and then 4.2, 4.4, only 1.5 here in the hourly, but it is up to 41 cents, which is still sitting pretty good. I do think Doge has the potential to hit $1 this cycle. Cardano up to $1.06 right now, up 7% on the daily, 16.5% on the weekly. It's moving just as strong here on the weekly as XRP, but on the daily, XRP has pulled ahead by about 9%. Can Cardano add another 9% and keep up with that pace? I do think we might see that. So Avalanche is at $44, up 4.2%, moving up one position into the number 10 spot there. We got Tron up 1.5%. We got Toncoin holding number 12 at down 0.3%, still up 18.2% for the weekly. Stellar Lumens jumping 12% on the daily, guys, after a 79% run. It is sitting at 53 cents here. What else do we have here? The top 20, any big movers? We can see 6% here on Polkadot. It's at $8.70. Chainlink kind of stagnating, getting a little bit just slow grind there on it. Only up 2% on the daily, but it is up to $18.15. And then SWI is continuing to get a little bit of a sell-off here. It's only 2% downside on the weekly. Nothing bad. That 2% mostly in the last 24 hours. It is at $3.43. And then rounding out number 19 and number 20 is Pepe and Near Protocol. Near Protocol up 4.8% on the daily, sitting at $6.88. So that's what we're seeing there. H-bar, I want to show you guys this. It has moved up one position at number 25. So it's on its way up, and BitTensor is up right there to number 30. So it has moved into the top 30 spot. Caspa, what are you doing? Caspa's sitting at 15-cent stablecoin still. Wow, VeChain. Shout out to Amy Lives Crypto if she's watching this later on. Her VeChain, her VET, moving up 4 positions to number 37. So that's pretty good there. Let's jump in and talk about the economic data there's nothing real big today, guys. Today they did all that stuff on Wednesday. It's out the door. Next week, though, we do have the ISM manufacturing PMI that's going to be out on Monday. So pretty big deal. ISM manufacturing can dump the markets. Let's go here and check out Tuesday. JOLTS job openings. These are the non-farm jobs that are being offered. That are listed for, hey, we're hiring. Right now, it looks like it's forecasted to drop a little bit. 7.4 million is what it was previously. They're expecting like 7.38, which is not far under that. It's less than 100,000 job jolts for the month. So I mean, it's in the ballpark, but we'll see how these come in, and we'll see if we get a revision on the previous too, because that normally happens. Looking at Wednesday, we have ISM Services PMI, and then Fed Chair Powell is going to be speaking. That is going to be on December 4th in the morning time, my time. It's going to be afternoon on the East Coast. And then Thursday and Friday, rounding out the week, we're going to get import exports and initial jobless claims on Thursday, and then non-farm payrolls and the unemployment rate. As of right now, the unemployment rate is expected to be neutral. If it comes in neutral, great. If this comes in with a revision of higher, bad. Okay, so Friday, all eyes on unemployment. Next Friday, it's going to be out at 8:30 a.m. on the East Coast, an hour before the market opens, an hour before I go live. But I will be dropping it on X, so make sure you follow me on X. I usually drop the heads up on what happens with that stuff when it comes out. So let's go take a look again at the stock market, see if there's any change here. Let's give it a refresh. Yeah, we're still. It looks like Dow Jones is moving up. It's up over 0.3% now. S&P, Nasdaq still sitting stagnant. Russell 2K and the VIX, there they are. They were not on there earlier. Starting to get a little movement. 0.08% on the Russell 2K. No worries there. VIX up 0.07. Don't like seeing green VIX. I like to see red VIX, but it is at 0.07, so it's nothing to be scared of yet. So. We do have some levels on Bitcoin. Let's talk about this, and then we'll go look at the chart. So Bitcoin could drop below 90,000 if it doesn't break this level. Could this be a rally on the pause? Pause on the rally, I should say. Bitcoin has been consolidating above the $90,000 support zone for the last 10 days, reaching its latest all-time high of 99,645 when we all celebrated because it was going to 100K and then it did not. It sounds a lot like 2021, don't it? Bitcoin is having one of the best months in cryptocurrency's recent history, jumping over 47% from its monthly opening to its latest all-time high. After surpassing $99,000 level twice, the ongoing rally has fueled investors' optimism about achieving the potential run of a $100,000 milestone this month. However, the flagship crypto has been facing rejection from a lower high resistance line for the last week. Crypto analyst Rect Capital pointed out that Bitcoin has been closing daily below a 1 week lower high trend line. To the analyst, the resistance marks a moment of truth. So does he have a picture in here on this? I don't know. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. No, he does not. Okay. Anyway, we'll take that trend line, check it out. It keeps creating this resistance of this way. Lower highs, right? And so pushing down on that. But I will tell you, there is a pattern there. And that pattern is that when you have a pump and then it goes into a downward consolidation, guys, that typically goes upwards. So we could be setting up for that. Let's go ahead and jump into the chart. And let's take a look and see what we're seeing there on that. Shout out to anyone who joined us. Oh, by the way, guys, I need you guys to all do me a favor. If you're in the chat right now, I need you all to do me a favor. Check this out. Let's jump over here. This is our analytics here. Guys, only 7.1% of our subscribers have turned on all notifications. Do you guys know where that's at? You click the bell and then it will give you a drop down and you can select all notifications or whatever. Make sure you guys have that selected. Only 7.1% of the subscribers, actually, subscribers who turned on all notifications, 7.1%. Subscribers who turned on all notifications for your channel and enabled YouTube notifications. So if you guys are not getting notified that we're live, it might be because you don't have YouTube notifications on or you have not clicked all notifications. 5% of our total subscribers have done that. So guys, if help us out. Help us out. It'll help you out. You'll know when we're live. Wow, guys, we just broke that level we were talking about that I was doing on the intro there. So let's go over and check out Bitcoin. I do think that we are, here's this level that they were talking about on this trend line. This is that moment of truth. It's coming through right here, guys. We've broken it. We have broken this level. So that article, out the window, don't need it anymore. Get out of here. That level would have been right about 96,600. We are definitely
pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
Yeah, guys, watch for the liquidity levels that are sitting here right above us. This is off of Chart Prime's Market Dynamics Pro. We do have a delta here of about 491. This is going to be more bearish pressure than what we have bullish pressure. That's why the red bar is bigger than the green bar. So we are seeing a little bit of a liquidity zone here. But if we get up here and we prove this top one as support, guys, we are definitely looking at possibly ending the month above $100,000. That would be phenomenal. So Sawtooth Hiker, what's up, man? How you doing? Cool, done. I appreciate you guys, man. All of you. Turn them on, please. Who else we got in here? Just looking at the chat, guys. I'm all by myself today, so please forgive me. Please forgive me. Have some patience. RSAN246, I see you. Nice. Okay. So watch that level there, guys. We are sitting at the 70% line here on the oscillator, but I'm only looking at the 4 hour here. So if we put this on the daily, let's see how that's looking. This should be near a bounce point. Yeah, we're getting a little curvature up here on the Oscillator Pro on the daily. So this has given us an entire upside move to go still. Money flow is starting to turn up. We do have the volume coming down, but we could be getting a bounce here on the volume. Yeah, this is not looking too bad. I think this is looking pretty decent. And if we get above that other level that I just showed you on the 4 hour for that liquidity area above, then we will be setting up to break even higher. Now watch for a retest here. If we get up here and we reject and we come down, look for a retest on this trend line. That would be where I would get into a upside move and get into a long. That's what I would be looking for there is a bounce on that trend line. But let's go talk about Bitcoin's monthly performance. I want to come over here. We're going to go to here. Bitcoin performance month over month. So far, we are up 38% for the month. If you take a look, we did have a one higher one back here in 2017. That would have been the same window, 2017. 2021, and then, you know, going so forth. So going back, this would be 2020, I guess 2016. So we're doing better than the typical run. This November here is the end of the bull cycle. So 4 years later, we would be looking at 2021. It lost 7.1%. So 2020 time periods, this 42, we're a little bit below that one in 2024, and then 2016, we are way better than that 5.4% there on Bitcoin. But I want to show you guys something on Ethereum here in a bit. I'm going to go ahead and click it on here so that we have it. We're going to talk about Bitcoin or about Ethereum in Q1 because I think there's something that needs to be discussed there and you guys need to be aware of. So let's go take a look and see what I'm seeing on my other charts, guys. What I'm watching for on the Piper Sniper kit was this red box. I said, guys, we do have a red box zone here. This is going to be the area to watch for a rejection. I posted this in our Discord and we rejected perfectly. Did not move this line at all. Rejected on it perfectly. Came down. I said, watch for a bounce on the 50. I even had a green arrow on the chart that I've dropped. We had a lot of support there. You could have got in on any of these right there on that 50%. Then we came up, we broke through our 3D trend selling cloud, and now we are breaking this line. The next level that I'm watching here, $98,085 on this chart, but I am seeing that we have flipped a target hold in the green and a target lock in the green. When this one here turns green, it's on. Guys, we're going to be ready to long that one. I'll be dropping that in the Discord also. So what else do we have here? We're still looking here at the 1.618 on this FIB chart that I keep talking about, guys. That would be the target that we always have hit historically. You can see there, we hit it back in 2021. Definitely broke it here back in 2017 and definitely broke it back here in 2013. So just hitting that would be in line with our worst performance in Bitcoin cycles. And that's coming in at $166,000, $167,000. So Trade Intuition, what's up, dog? Man, you were slaying it yesterday, bro. You were all over YouTube on your channel multiple times. You did, of course, Trade Academy with TI here on the Piper Academy Network. Dude, you're slaying it. If you guys don't follow Trade Intuition on his channel, you need to. He absolutely is putting out some great content. And then on top of that, he does he hosts the Trade Academy here on Chart Prime. On Chart Prime. On Piper Academy Network. Dude, I've been so busy this week with Chart Prime's Black Friday sale because I'm helping out the banter crew over on their Discord also. So I'm torn in like 4 different directions this week. But yeah, that's what I'm watching there on that one, on that level is that $167,000 range. And then, of course, coming over here, guys, we are coming in onto the channel of the Golden Pocket. If you guys have never seen this chart before, this is a FIB channel on the entire history of Bitcoin. I am watching for this Golden Pocket. The last time we got into it, we did get a rejection. This is back in March. Here, we got a rejection out of it and retested it and came down lower. We're back to retest it again. That's coming in right about, I want to get you a more exact number. Let me zoom in here. That is coming in right about 103,000, just a little bit under $103,000. So let's go. If you guys want to see $103,000 Bitcoin and break this level and not get rejected, drop a 1 in the chat. I know you guys want it. I know you do. I want it too. Want me to tap in, bro? Where's the link? Yeah, if you want to tap in, bro, we'll bring you in. Absolutely. It's going to be in the Discord under live joining keys. There you go. I dropped it there and I'll tag you on it too. F.D White. Bam. There you go. It's on Discord in the Piper Academy live joining keys, FD. That goes for you too, Trade Intuition. If either one of you guys want to tap in, get on in here. We'll do it. So yeah, let's go talk about this Ethereum stuff, guys, while these guys drop in. And let's talk about what has happened here. So let's go to Bitcoin first, and we're going to look at monthly Januaries, okay? And this is going to be, we're going to be looking at 2021 in the 4-year cycle, because 14.51% is what Bitcoin did in January of its last bull run cycle. Okay. Looking at 4 years back from there, okay, we would be looking at 2017. It was red. Let's go back 1, 2, 3. That would be the fourth. And then we got 1, 2, 3. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4. 20. No, sorry, negative 25% there. And then we go back 4 from there. That would be looking at 10% to the upside. Now, let's go in here and look at Ethereum in Q1. So 2021, Ethereum did a 78.51% move. Okay, look at, matter of fact, the whole first quarter, 0.84, 0.347. Look at this on the quarterly. There you go. 2021, Ethereum, 160% in the first quarter. Okay. Go back there again. That would be 2017, 518% there. Okay. So looking at this from this perspective, let's go in and let's talk about Bitcoin on the quarterly. And you'll see here, 2021, 103%. Go back again, negative 49.7%. Go back again, negative 24.14%. So Ethereum tends to have this massive run that occurs when you have or has a massive run in Q1 in comparison to Bitcoin. Let me go over here to Guest Duo. Nope, that is not the one. It would be, I guess I'll just do DuoCam with you, bro. I'll do DuoCam with you. It's all good. It's all good. Let me just put you on here on this screen, and we'll get you up here talking. F.D White coming into the house right now. So give me 1 second, guys, and we'll get him up here on the screen with us. F.D White. Boom. I know that's not your name, OC guy, but I can fix that later. It's all good. How you doing, bro?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I woke up. I said, okay, let me make some coffee, brush my teeth, do some things, and I turned on the chat, and I said, you by yourself. No man left behind, man. No man left behind.
No, I appreciate you, bro, jumping in. That is awesome of you. I'm trying to get my phone set up here so that we don't have any of the background pickup from your mic. But yeah, I think we should be good now. Let's go. Let's go. We got F.D White in the house, guys. Drop a 1 in the chat if you guys are happy to see F.D White. I know I am. I know we're going to fix his name. Don't worry. If you guys want me to fix it, I can fix it. But F.D White, how was your Thanksgiving, man? Tell us all about it, bro.
It was good, man. It was really good, man. I ate way too much. Way too much. Let me get my glasses so I can see, man. So I ate way too much, man. I had a lot of cake, a lot of banana pudding, things like that. But it was good, man. It was good. So how about you?
I had a good time, man. Ham turkey, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, oven baked mac and cheese, rolls, gravy, cowboy carrots. If you guys don't know what cowboy carrots are, I slice the carrots. I chop up thick cut bacon. I cook the bacon in the pan with some minced garlic and fry it down a little bit. Take the bacon out. Throw the carrots in there with the grease, cook all them down, throw in chopped green onion, throw the bacon back in, finish it off, add a little bit of garlic, a little bit of cinnamon, and a little bit of pepper. And then you, at the very end, you glaze it off with some brown sugar, man. So it's a little spicy, a little sweet. Carrots, onions, bacon, this cowboy carrots is delicious. So yeah. I don't know if you heard what I was talking about on Ethereum's Q1 performance versus Bitcoin. Did you hear anything about that?
I did, but I already know how it works. Ethereum usually...
Okay, Talk to us, man. Talk to us, because I think Ethereum's getting ready to set up while Bitcoin does a little consolidation.
Yeah, so usually, and I like the pattern we're in now. We're in, if you go to my screen, I'm on a 4-hour time frame, just looking at just looking at this price action and looking at this pattern that I'm looking at. I mean, we just had this nice move when we came down on the 26th to about 3,300, and then we just shot up. Now this is just basically a consolidation pattern getting ready to blast off. And I didn't hear it because I just logged on. I don't remember or I didn't hear what you said, but usually, and I've been talking about this, just like I talked about that third week in October is usually when October really starts, and then we start to get the bullish end of year. So usually, from what I can remember, or I can even just go back and see on the charts in a second, but usually we do get that Q1 going into Q2, but then the first few months of the year is usually like very bullish for a lot of the altcoins. So if we look back at Matic or Polygon a couple years ago, like when we went into like 2021, I think we were still like between like a penny and like 5 cents, and then we end up going to $3. So it's the year after the halving year. That first quarter after the halving year is when things start to get really, really crazy. And if you remember last cycle, Bitcoin went from, I think it went from like 18,000 maybe to like 40 something thousand in a really, really quick span after we even had, that run up going into the Santa rally. So we got a lot of bullish things coming, and history has been repeating or rhyming. But it was off track for a second once we broke all-time highs before the halving. But then once we got that nice little summer cool off, seems like everything or the equilibrium in the market started to come back. So I'm expecting altcoins to really move, and Ethereum has been lagging all cycle. So I'm definitely expecting at least us to get back up to that 4K mark. And then once we get up there, we'll be starting to test all-time highs. I think all-time highs might be like 4,800 or something like that. But really, we want to just take out this 4,081 number. Once we take that out, I think the frenzy in Ethereum will come back. And everybody always turns their back on these coins, just like they did with XRP, just like they did with ADA, and then it just comes out of nowhere. So Ethereum hasn't had its shine yet, and I think Ethereum's shine is going to be one for the history book. So hopefully we'll see. And then this is another thing. Once Ethereum starts to run, look for these layer 2s to run. You haven't heard anything.
Yep.
You haven't heard about loop ring. Like, keep these on your radar. These things are going to run.
LRC, bro.
Yeah. Matic will probably run. It's probably already having a nice, it had a nice run last week, but just a lot of these layer 2s, it's a whole list of them that are going to be proxy plays from Ethereum getting a nice massive run. So that's what I like to look at. So like even with XRP, I had a hunch XRP was going to run, but I quickly went to Stellar Lumens, XLM, because I knew that's a proxy play, and you get more percentage from the move in XRP out of XLM, because if XRP runs, I know XLM was going to run. So I know if Ethereum is going to run, then I'm going straight to those layer 2s, especially some of those older ones too. Like I said, Loop Ring is one that's on my radar. Even though I don't know if it's still building anything, but it's still around. It's still hovering around in the space. So it's just how the market goes, man. It's just how the market goes. Like I said, it doesn't repeat, but it rhymes.
Yeah, absolutely. And shout out to Alex O Crypto just joining in the chat, sending over the auto game. We got 96 people in here watching right now. I love you all. Alex O, you are the man, bro. Appreciate all of that stuff. Our Retro Mike Tech, he dropped a comment in here in the comments below, and he said, Pole is going to melt faces. What do you think, man? Is Pole going to be one of those layer 2s that takes off and rides that Ethereum wave?
You know what? I've been thinking about this, and I think so, because number one, a lot of things are built on there. They have a lot of partnerships, and I was surprised it didn't really take off as soon as it did, because isn't Poly Markets like built on top of that? So
I believe it is. Yeah, I think so. Absolutely. Think that is the case.
Yeah, I think it has a lot of bullishness, a lot of bullish catalysts, and with the Dino coins, as we like to call them, starting to come back and started to. And this is I will say this. So at Thanksgiving, I'm glad I really this happened to me, because at Thanksgiving, a lot of people, they started like, oh, okay, well, take a look at my Robinhood account, take a look at this Coinbase. These are coins I have, and they were all old coins. So that's just telling me that the people, they probably forgot about crypto, But now they're getting excited again. They're looking at it and they see the prices starting to go up, and the coins that they already have that they may have been underwater in and they just didn't want to look at it no more, or they just been holding since 2020, 2021, they're starting to get reinvigorated. So a lot of these older coins that people are holding are gonna, I think they're gonna continue to pump, because I don't think they're not deep diving into crypto like that. They're either gonna have dino coins or meme coins, and I don't think they're gonna have anything in between there. So those are the two narratives that I think retail is going to pump if they start to flood in a little bit more.
Yeah, absolutely. I absolutely agree. And shout out to Adrian Todd. He said, hello, the best platform to trade. Hey, brother, check out down below. We have a link right there for Blowfin. I just dropped it in the chat. You can check that out. No KYC, no VPN. Link in the description below. And yeah, we do a lot of giveaways and stuff. If you use our link for Blowfin every month, we just gave away another $150. This was just out of nowhere yesterday for Thanksgiving on BC Port Corp and Lunar Beaches Good Morning Crypto Show. So yeah, always giving away, always giving away. So we got a poll up, FD in the chat said, will Q1 Ethereum rally kick off an alt season? Yes, they run together. Is 64% of the vote right now. No, alts will run after Ethereum, 21% of the vote. And then nope, Bitcoin will not stop, has 15% of the vote. What are your thoughts, man? If you had to pick one of those right now, will Q1 ETH rally kick off an alt season? Yes, they're going to run at the same time. No, the alts will all run after Ethereum. Or Bitcoin is going to remain Big Daddy for Q1. What do you think?
That's a I'm okay with all three scenarios, but
right, they're all winners.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna just say I'm gonna go with history, and I'm just going to say I think Bitcoin right now we're sitting at what, 98,000. I think Bitcoin is gonna probably shoot up first, maybe going into the year end. Let's say 107, 110, cool off. I think Ethereum. I'll go with, I think B was it Ethereum is going to lead the rally, and then
the alts will go after.
Yep. To pop off altcoin season. After
yeah,
we put
I can see that too.
I think we're gonna get there, and then altcoin season is gonna start.
Well, let's talk about open interest and why people are talking about that the setup for Q1 Ethereum is already happening. Let's jump over here to News Cam. I need to get you in here. Give me 1 second. I'll get you on here with me, and we can talk on News Cam, bro. There we go. That is you, and that is F.D. White in the house right there. Bam. All right, guys, let's talk about this. And look at what we're having here. This is the Ethereum open interest sets new record. Analysts say fireworks are guaranteed. That's a strong word. Fireworks guaranteed. Yeah, not guaranteed in crypto, man. We know better. Ethereum open interest has shot up recently in a new post on X. Crypto quant community analyst Martin has discussed about the latest trend of the Ethereum open interest. The open interest here is an indicator that keeps track of the total amount of ETH-related derivatives positions currently open on all centralized exchanges. Below is the chart that the analysts share that shows this metric trend over the past week. And look at that bad boy there, dude. Since the 27th, since midnight on the 27th, look at this thing rocket up. Everyone is all about futures calls to the upside right now on Ethereum. So the graph shows that Ethereum open interest has observed a sharp increase over the past day. This means that investors have just opened up a lot of new positions on the derivatives market. Generally, the amount of leverage in the market goes up whenever new positions pop up. So mass liquidation events can become more probable. Careful, careful, right? A mass liquidation event, popularly called a squeeze, can be a violent event where a large amount of liquidations occur at the same time, feeding back into the price move that caused them. This provides more fuel for the move. We talk about this all the time. Makers grabbing liquidity, using it for jet fuel, right? So Ethereum has been rallying recently, so some speculative interest is normal, but the scale of the latest open interest increase may be concerning. The metric has increased by around 19% in a 24-hour period. So 19% more leverage calls being made in a 24-hour period just out of nowhere. As has often happened in history, the rapid growth in the Ethereum open interest could once again lead into volatility. This is guaranteed for heavy fireworks. So he's not saying fireworks to the upside necessarily, just a lot of volatility in there. But guess why you got to read articles, not just headlines, guys. In theory, the volatility resulting from this increase in the indicator could take the asset in either direction. Still, since the rise has come alongside a rally in the ETH price, these positions will likely be long. And I think when you look at this chart again that we were just showing here, where is it at? It is my, did I close it? I didn't close it, did I? No, I don't think so. It is going to be, maybe I did. I'll pull it back up. It's going to be that coin glass chart, guys, with the monthly performance. And let me pull that back in here. Bitcoin hash rate chart. Nope, you're not it. Monthly returns chart. Nope, you're not it either. It is going to be this chart. Economic calendar, monthly calendar, fear and greed, bubbles. Man, I have so many links in here. Anyway, the Q1 setup that I was talking about of Q1 Bitcoin versus Q1 Ethereum massively outperformed Ethereum does over Bitcoin. So monthly returns chart. There we go. There. Well, now I don't even want to open. Let me try that again. Monthly returns chart. Now that I found you, open a new tab. There we go. Monthly returns chart. I got it. We're back online. So guys, looking here again, just looking at this, if you're going just off of this chart, looking at the quarterly returns of Bitcoin here in a cycle, we'll just use 2021 as an example, because that would be 2025's equivalent, right, of where we are in the 4-year cycle. 103% for Bitcoin, Ethereum in that same period, 160%. So if people are looking at this setup here, and then they're comparing this to be if it don't need to repeat, but it can rhyme, then that might be a reason that we're seeing that massive jump in open interest on Ethereum. And then I do think that leads into the layer 2s on Ethereum. And then we start to see the altcoin breakdown and start to really, really run. Taken off. So I think we got a great 2025 coming ahead, as long as we can avoid a hard landing on the economic data, as long as we don't see inflation come back rear. And I mean, remember, any of this data, guys, can just put everything on halt. Even the tariff stuff, which I want to talk about that for a second here too, because the tariffs, that's going to be a huge play on the markets. It's going to play on the stock markets, which is going to play on how the sentiment is overall in the marketplace. And when we're talking about tariffs, we've seen, recently 25% tariff rate on Mexico, on Canada, 10% increase across the board on China. Keep in mind, we get a majority of our imports from Mexico, not China. Most people don't realize that. Most of it comes from Mexico, and we're talking 25% tariff. That means increased prices on goods, right? Because companies aren't going to eat that cost. They're going to pass it on to us, the consumer, which means higher inflation, right? Higher cost of goods. If we're looking at this from that perspective and we go, okay, tariffs are coming into play, what does this mean for the markets? Guys, you got to look at the intent of putting that stuff out now. The last time that when Trump was in office and he got rid of NAFTA and did the USMA or whatever it's called, it's their new trade agreement for Canada and Mexico, they talked about the 25% tariffs at that time too. Just so you guys know, may not be a well-known thing. He's done this before. Been here, done that with Trump, okay? He used it to get them to come to the table so that he could go, okay, look, here's the deal. We're going to do this unless you do this. He leveraged 25% tariffs to get them to come to the table for other things like, I need you to help at the border. We're going to keep people in Mexico and not let them come over. If they're waiting for asylum, they got to stay in Mexico. That was the policy that came from leveraging that 25%. So, guys, when he's talking about these tariffs, there might be that initial fear on it, but I want you all to understand that what he's actually saying is, this is what I can do unless you come to the table and we start having some conversations. So what will come from those conversations, I don't know. But your thoughts on that, FD? I see you nodding your head a lot to that. What are your thoughts on that?
So what I've come to realize with politics in general, and specifically Trump. He's coming as a businessman. So as a businessman, you have these certain tactics that you do use to bring people to the table, especially when you're a little bit more in the on the leverage side or in a position of power, so to say, in the negotiation. So I think this is one of the things, like you said, it's one of the things to, like in the past, to bring these people to the table, bring these other countries to the table, and then iron out, the real details when they do, sit down and things like that. But that's, I mean, you like him or not, man, he is a successful businessman, and bringing a lot of those business tactics and a lot of that business mindset to America in American politics, because it is, I mean, America is a big business, and we have to treat it as such if we want to continue to thrive. So I think bringing, some of these tactics, like I said, is hopefully should be a good thing, and hopefully some of these countries will subside or come to the table and agree to some of these terms. So I'm a little bit skeptical about a lot of things that politicians say, just all of them as a whole, but I'm gonna try to be a little bit more optimistic this time, because my bags are involved heavily this time.
Well,
so
there's a tell.
Yeah.
There's a tell that all politicians have. You can tell if they're lying. You know what that tell is?
Yeah, when their mouth is moving.
When their mouth is moving, that tells you. That's it. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin real fast. I want to talk about this $2 trillion of inflows that could be coming to Bitcoin in 2025 based on global money supply. A lot of people don't track, this big level and what it means, but it could be a huge thing. So let's jump over to Bitcoin. I'm going to talk about that article real fast. And I want you to have some alts ready, because you took the time to come in here today. I want you to rip some alts up for us. Let's go. Let's go, FD. Jumping over to my chart here, guys. Bitcoin is pushing into that first liquidity level that we just talked about. Doesn't seem like we're getting any liquidations. I think we may actually clean this out and go into the bullish liquidity zone. And a lot of people here might actually FOMO in and give us another setup, guys. We could be setting up to break $100,000 today. I'm just going to go ahead and put that out there based on how I'm looking at this chart, where we are on the hourly right now, or in the 4 hour. I mean, if we put this over to the daily, like I had talked about over here, we did get a breakout of that trend line. And if you look here, we're just now getting ready to start into another green ribbon. It just turned peach, which means we're in transition to another bullish ribbon. Money flow looks good. True 7 looks good. Guys, we could be setting up for the $100,000 break today, especially when you look at the higher time frames. We are at the point of control right now. You guys see that dashed line? That is this volume node right here. We got to get above this. If we get above this, and especially if we retest this, guys, point of control is the only thing sitting above us right now, and that point of control coming in at about 99,866. So let's go. Let's get it. Why is this just the beginning, possibly, for Bitcoin, guys? It has to do with this $2 trillion entry of money that could be coming in. Bitcoin may attract $2 trillion from the new $20 trillion money supply in 2025. Let's go down and see why they're saying this. Bitcoin may attract another $2 trillion. This is on top of where it's at now, guys. And currently right now, it is sitting at, Bitcoin is about 50% right now. So we're at like 1.5 trillion. Just a quick shot. I know it's on the chart. Somebody can drop it in the chat. Let me know what it's at. But yeah, so that would be another $2 trillion going in on top of that. But let's go ahead and see where they're talking about this money coming from. Due to liquidity concerns, the United States Federal Reserve is projected to increase the global money supply to over $127 trillion during 2025, up from the current $107 trillion, marking a potential 18% increase, according to Jamie Coots, chief crypto analyst at Real Vision. The $20 trillion liquidity injection, $20 trillion liquidity injection. There you go. Say that 5 times fast. Could be a significant catalyst for Bitcoin's price during 2025. The $2 trillion may flow into Bitcoin based on historical data, which saw Bitcoin attract about 10% of newly created money. So if we're looking at a $20 trillion, 10% of that would be $2 trillion more coming into Bitcoin, which would spread then out across the entire crypto space. According to Coinbase, $1.9 trillion right now, according to username. So you're talking a $4 trillion. Let's go ahead and just double that number. Let's come back over here, FD. You're talking essentially doubling the current number in Bitcoin. If it just went into Bitcoin, doubling the current amount is almost a $200,000 Bitcoin, bro. Let's talk. Let's talk. Yeah,
man. You know what? Thinking back,
pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers in this racket.
I don't think I've ever, like, sentiment wise, I've probably been, or euphoria wise, I've probably been in positions or in environments with crypto where it's been, bullish euphoria sentiment wise, but just actually fundamentally and all these things that are coming together right now, man, I can't remember a time when it's been like this bullish, especially with the outside factors. Like we literally have a clear path to like 150, 200,000 if and the stars don't even have to align. They just got to show up. We just got to see them at night. So I'm thinking, man, I don't want to get too happy too soon, because it is crypto and it is, a lot of things could go wrong. But from my angle and where I'm sitting at right now and what I'm seeing, I'm really bullish on the crypto space, especially for like the first quarter, the first quarter of 2025, those first 3, possibly 4 months. You see a huge rip. And then even if we do start to see like a lot of economic or global things going on or the economy going wrong, Trump is not going to let the economy suffer too long. He's not one of those presidents who's just going to ride it out and he's going to inject, he's going to stimulate, he's going to fire people, he's going to blame everybody else. And
I want to remind you, Trump was the president when they started the topic of discussion about stimulus checks.
Yeah, exactly.
We may have gotten most of them afterwards, but Trump's the president. Yeah. He was the administration that started that talk. So yeah, when S hits the fan,
on the first check. What's his name was on the first check.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. So if stuff hits the fan, don't think that Trump won't go, all right, turn the money printer on, we'll deal with the repercussions later. So matter of fact, if he thinks that he may not win, that the Republicans may not win the next election, he may turn that thing on, 4 years from now on purpose.
Yeah. It's gonna be a stimmy party. Another stimmy party probably coming in if things start to go. But you know what? I think we was talking to Trey Fly over on the nightcap. I was saying, if things start to look bad, all he's gonna do is blame Jerome Powell and figure out how to get Jerome Powell out of there and get one of somebody else that he wants in there. And then he's going to be able to control the Federal Reserve as well, probably. And then it's just going to be a money party. Just you ever went to the club and everybody throwing money up and everybody just throwing money everywhere? It's going to be like that again.
The guns shooting at the money.
Money gun. Yeah, so it's probably
so. Average Crypto Joe, he asked a great question here, and I'm going to give the answer in a second. But he said, "Do you think that was a great idea of the stimulus checks? That they were not worth the long-term pain that we're going to pay." No, I think the stimulus checks initially were a good idea. I think what was a bad idea was how they distributed stimulus checks, because they sent out a lot of checks to people that did not even need them. For example, the U.S. military. I got stimulus checks the entire time. I was still getting a paycheck. I was still getting a housing allowance. I did not need the money. That's why it went into crypto, right? And so I think that they handed them out too freely. I do think that there should have been some type of stimulus program, because if not, we would have had an economic collapse in a vacuum and could have headed into depression. But I think they needed to be much more, a higher level of critique on who are we giving stimulus to and why, especially when you look at the amount that went to businesses, and you had people that were studying up 20 LLCs and then filing to get that PPD payment and stuff too. Like, there was a lot of fraud that took place. So I think, yes, we did need stimulus. I think the way they handed out stimulus was completely wrong. So, yeah. Do I think Jerome Powell's done a good job? I think Jerome Powell's done as good of a job as he could have done, being handed what he was handed and not being allowed to really bash the why we are in that situation. So I think, just without placing blame, pointing fingers, taking what I have and doing what I can, I think Jerome Powell did do a pretty good job, though. Let's take a look over here. I want to show one thing. You were talking about 200,000, 100,000, 150,000, 200,000. I want to look at this, and I'm coming right back to your chart, so be ready. Let's take a look here, guys. Look at this. Again, I showed this earlier, but if we look at the 2.36 where we've hit close to or hit in the past here, that level on the current cycle, guys, would be a $500,000 Bitcoin. I don't think we're going to hit that high. I think we're closer into something like this where we came a little bit in above the 1.618. And if we come in just a little bit above the 1.618, this 1.618 is 165,000. Coming in just slightly above that is about 180,000. 200,000 would be a very small level there above. You can see that right there. I'm going to go ahead and just drop a line there. That's 200,000. That area between that 168 and that line is not very far in when you consider that the last cycle from that line to the top, we went up another 10.5% above it. Let's go another 10.5% above this. Yeah, it's not too far off. So yeah, very possible to see Bitcoin hit those levels, especially with that $2 trillion level coming in. FD, what are you seeing on your chart, bro? You can go over whatever alt you want to go into, and then we'll wrap it up from there.
So I got I'm gonna pull up. We talked about those L2s a little bit earlier. So I got Pole, and I'm gonna just really quick on Pole, really quick on Loop Ring. So what I'm looking at, I'm zoomed out. I'm on the daily. I can even go to the weekly, but on the daily, what I'm looking at, I'm looking at this money flow, and this money flow has been in the red for quite some time. I mean, like basically all second half of the of 2024. So we came below this. This is a major area that I'm looking at. This 60 to 61%. I remember, or 61 cent. I remember we couldn't break this. Like even this chart doesn't go back, but I know like even when it was Matic or things like that, we couldn't. This was like the line in the sand. That 60 cent area was like the line in the sand. We held it. We finally broke below it, retested it, and we've been holding this area for a significant amount of time. So right now we're hovering at 57, 58 cent. So once we break this, things can start to get back to equilibrium for Pole, in my humble opinion. Once we start breaking that, I think money flow, it just really started to curve actually in the red. I mean, in the green. So if you just where's my drawing tool? You can just see like we were deep in the red, and now we're starting to curve up, and we're starting to see a little bit of green in that money flow. So I do like Pole here. I did sell all of it. I sold all of mine because it wasn't moving. I got a little bit impatient, and there was a few plays that I wanted to get into, and I needed some dry powder. So Pole had
Bro,
to
you
get
ain't
on the
alone. A lot of us did that. A lot of us sold things that we should not have sold.
but no,
XRP.
I did okay with it. Money, yeah.
Polygonmatic.
Yeah. So it was a good thing to do at the time being. So we're at a consolidation. I like this consolidation right under this major SR level, this major support resistance flip. So with money flow coming up, this is on the 4 hour. It's pretty thick on the 4 hour, but like I said, on the daily, it literally just started to curve up for that money flow. On the weekly, it's still starting to curve up, so it's still in the red. So we're looking at that. But on the 4 hour, the money flow is pretty thick. So I'm looking at a breakout, possibly sometime, once we start to get those alts start to moving. Once we hold around 62 cent, I'm looking for us to start to really move when it comes to Pole. And that first stop, we do have some of this price action here coming in at about 75 cent, which is, I like that level at about 75 cent. But I'll just be saying, I think we're going to go back up to our cycle high. I think that happened in like February or something, or March. So about $1.30, $1.29, $1.30. So I'm aiming for this area. Once we flip this, a lot of these for me are going to turn to swing trades. I can 3x leverage this as a spot, as just a small leverage position, 3x, and my liquidation, I won't even put a stop loss in because I believe that alts are going to run. So if I do a 3, 4, maybe not 4, but it depends on how much I put up, and just let this bad boy ride, all the way up there, then that'll be a nice significant amount. And I'm using leverage right now as just a little boost. I'm not putting massive leverage because I don't want to get liquidated if something happens, because if we do start to drop and come down to 10, 15 cent, I don't want to get liquidated. But I think the upside outweighs my downside right now. So once we flip this, which I'm expecting fairly soon, I'll be aiming for that $1.30 level. So I'll probably take some profits there, and then I'll let a moon bag, as my lady Wendy O says, leave that moon bag in and see if that can roll. And then Loop Ring, This is another one that's going to be on my radar because these are all proxies for Ethereum as well.
Hey, before you get into that, I dropped it up on the screen for the viewers, but username said he's calling his banker to secure a loan right now to pump loop ring per FD's FA. I'm locked in. So there you go. Not financial advice username.
Yeah, don't do it. But this is another the setups. Like they're right there. They're right there. These are major support. This is a daily time frame. This is a major support resistance level that loop ring has tested, got rejected hard at about a quarter. So it looks like it's coming back to about 25 cents. But once we flip that, because we had this was when we topped out in March. Shoulder had a nice head, nice little shoulder, came down, and now we're retesting that. When we retest massive head and shoulder necklines and reflip those to support, I like to see these too. These are just little quirks that I look for when I'm doing TA and in the markets. So once we can flip this level again, I'm looking for us to, we do have some stops. We'll have a few stops here. We'll have one probably about 36 cents, so about 10 cents from there. But I'm aiming at all these cycle highs. That's what my first stop is, cycle highs. And again, a 3x, nice little. So if I take, 500, 1,000 bucks, 3x leverage that, 3x leverage that, I'm looking to ride this up all the way back up to these cycle highs. And I'm predicating all this theses and things like that on Ethereum, because I think Ethereum is going to start to take off. And if Ethereum starts to take off, like I said earlier, these are my proxy plays for Ethereum. I have proxy plays for everything. Like everything that moves, I have a proxy. For Bitcoin, if Bitcoin moves, I have proxies like stacks, runes, things, dog, the meme coin that's on runes, things like that. XLM is XRP, you know what I mean, and things like that. So the L2s for me, the Ethereum L2s are my proxy plays for Ethereum. And like you all know, if you've been watching, Ethereum is my biggest holding. So I'm not, I'll trade Ethereum. I kind of suck at trading Ethereum. I don't know why. It's my biggest bag, but when it comes to trading it, I don't know why. I just have a bad time. But when it comes to these proxy plays, these L2s, I'm definitely going to be looking to get there and get some exposure to them. And on the daily, the money flow is not even super thick yet. So we just really crossed over into the red or into the green a couple weeks ago, maybe like last Friday, couple Fridays ago, when we were just deep in the red. And nobody's talking about loop ring. It's on Coinbase. It's on all the centralized exchanges. So this is another one that I think can, once the momentum starts to go and once it gets, people start sniffing around and looking for that next thing to move, I think loop ring is going to be because it's going to be a L2 narrative. Just the L2 narrative is coming back. So do your own due diligence on the L2 narratives and loop ring. I'm looking at the ones that are right at those huge major support resistance levels. And once they flip those, you can put a rocket on them and watch them go.
Yep. Awesome, man. Shout out to Quarter Crawler in the house. He joined us here, and then username said, FC says, don't do it, but ... Let's go. Bro, I appreciate you coming on. We're at the bottom of the hour. Great show today with you, man. Anytime you want to join, always welcome. OC is just swamped right now with Black Friday stuff going on over at Chart Prime. So I'm kind of solo running these morning shows for right now. So anytime you want to join.
Never solo with FD, man. You never solo with FD. Just letting you know.
Never solo. We call that I got your 6 in the military. So FD got my 6. I appreciate you, bro. Guys, we appreciate everyone who joined us here today on the show. If you guys have not done so, remember, only 5% have hit the notification bell and locked it in for all notifications here and turned on YouTube notifications. 5% of our subscribers. That's it. So guys, if you haven't done so yet, go turn on your YouTube notifications and go turn on the notification bell for this specific network here, Piper Academy Network, and you guys will get notified every time we go live. We got 5 shows daily. We have the Good Morning Crypto in the morning, pre-market, morning market report right here that you're watching right now. The afternoon Trade Academy with TA with TI, Trade Academy on the afternoon show, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then in the evening, 8:30 p.m. on the East Coast, we have Crypto Nightcap with F.D White, the co-host today, and TradeFly. And then we wrap it up at night with Markets After Dark, the Lunar Beaches Crypto, guys. 5 shows here daily. Hit the notification bell. FD, you got anything for the people on the way out? What should they know about? What are you watching today that they should know about today?
Well, when it comes to the charts, man, I see Bitcoin moving. Woke up, it was up a couple $1,000s. So I'm just gonna watch these charts and see if I can catch a few scalps here and there. Try to scalp a few plays. Other than that, I'm watching Ethereum and I'm trying to see how the market, reacts if Ethereum starts to break out. So that's pretty much what I'm looking at, and just staying in tune to the markets and seeing which narrative is next.
That's it. That's it. I will tell you this. I watched over here retail gas prices. I'm watching CNBC right here every morning. I watch it live. Retail gas prices on a sharp decline right now. They're on the way down. So be watching for cheaper gas at a gas station near you guys. So FD, appreciate you, man. Everyone in the chat, appreciate all of you. Make sure you hit that like button on the way out and share this with a friend, because sharing is caring. Guys, we will be back here tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Make sure you tune in this afternoon with TA with TI on Trade Academy. And then I don't think there's any other shows tonight. I think that's it. We're at the end of the week, guys. We got the weekend ahead. Happy Thanksgiving yesterday. Happy Friday today. Weekend. We'll be back Monday with all the content. So guys, we'll check you out then. Until next time, trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss. Later, guys.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the
username. There's a Sunday night show with Markets After Dark. We do have one on the weekend. Quick tell
and if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have, step fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling after wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Rip it, Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean?
That was awesome, dude.